I feel like Tom Hardy and Mad Max.
That's bait.
I've refrained from talking anything Josh Jacobs because, number one, I don't feel it's productive. Number two, I don't much care. And number three, I feel like it's going to make me unnecessarily angry, right? Going back to the productive thing. However, I understand that people out there watch me because I'm entertaining or whatever, but because for some reason they value my opinion. I don't know why that is, but I appreciate it. So here's my opinion on it. Do I think Tom Telesco never talked to Josh Jacobs? Do I think that Josh Jacobs is telling the truth? No, I don't. I don't know why he would lie about that, but it seems pretty weird that one of your best players on the team who is hitting free agency would not have a discussion with the GM. Now, he didn't mention Antonio Pierce. Maybe he had a talk with AP. AP went to Telesco and said, you know what, I don't think we need him anymore. This is just harebrained, tinfoil hat theory stuff. But here's what I'll say about Jacobs. I don't believe him. I've moved on from him, and that is the end of that. The reason why I haven't made a video about Jacobs, besides all the reasons I've listed, is because I don't talk about other players not on the Raiders. Unless it's something absolutely insane or newsworthy or something that I know probably going to do well views-wise. This might not do well at all. I don't care about what Josh Jacobs says or does if he's in a Green Bay Packer uniform. And I'm always going to be honest with you. If you want entertainment and honesty, I'm your guy. If you want entertainment, go to some other people. If you want honesty, go to some other people. If you want the combination of all of them, I'm your guy. And the reason I'm saying all this is because we just hit 7,000 subscribers. This was all a ploy, all a fake video. Well, it wasn't fake. I believe everything I'm saying. It was all a way to get me to ramp up to this moment. 2.5 weeks ago, we hit 6,000 subs. And it took us like a month and a half to get from 5 to 6. It took us 2.5 weeks to get from 6 to 7. And I put the gauntlet out to you guys, and I said, can we get to 10 before the season starts? Well, guess what? 3,000 away. We got about 88 days to do it. Can we get 3,000 in 88 days? The only way we can do that is if you've been watching me and you like me and you haven't subscribed, but now you're like, no, I got to subscribe. But the other way to do this, if you're already a subscriber of my YouTube channel, you can share it with other Raider fans. Go to the forums, go to Reddit, go to Facebook, text your Raider buddies, say, get this guy to 10K because you like him or because he's funny or because you hate him and you hate watch him. Whatever you feel about me positively or negatively, it's obviously enough to get you to keep watching. And if we can get to 10,000, oh my God, why not 20? Why not 50? Why not 100? Let's run this thing to the moon. You guys got me to 7 so fast. We're going to run this thing as far as we can. And look, that doesn't mean that you guys can't give your opinions on Josh and flame him or defend him, whatever. He was great for us when he played. And some people thought maybe last year he could have played and he didn't. And it is what it is, right? You got to save your body. You got to make your money. And I wish him nothing but the best. Once a Raider, always a Raider. He was really good, and he tried when he was on the team. That's what I will say, is when he was on the team, he gave it his all. He wasn't like Antonio Brown or Randy Moss. Like, he tried. But I'm not going to sit here and speculate and discuss more than 10 minutes about what Josh Jacobs is saying in the Green Bay Packers locker room about a GM who he's never interacted with. I do not care. If you guys care, that's fine, but I don't, and I'm going to move on from it. But I will take this opportunity to talk about our running back room, which I think is better now than it was when he was here. And I'm not predicting that Zamir White is going to be Josh Jacobs 2.0. If Zamir White is 75% Josh Jacobs, all the other running backs aren't going to see the field. But when Tom Telesco had his introductory press conference, he made things very clear about how the running back room was going to be run, how the running backs were going to be played in the games. He said it was running back by committee. And that's why not only did we have Zamir White ready to go, we've got Alexander Madison, Amir Abdullah, Dylan Laube. All these guys are going to help us be one of the best running attacks in the league if they could all find their niche. You've got thunder and lightning and pass catching and blocking and play action, and you've got a running back room now that makes a little more sense than it did in the past. And what's funny is Josh Jacobs going to the Green Bay Packers is the reason Alexander Mattison came to the Las Vegas Raiders. Because if you think about it, Jacobs goes to the Packers, Aaron Jones goes to the Vikings, Alexander Mattison goes to the Raiders. It's one big loop. As likely as it is that Zamir White gets first-team reps, right, I don't want to discredit Alexander Mattison, who's not that bad. Alexander Mattison was one of the reasons the Vikings were able to move off of Dalvin Cook. Another reason being that he stinks now. But they were like, we're going to give Alexander Mattison a shot here. And he did okay. The Vikings just think Aaron Jones can be better. Maybe they tried to keep them both. That would have been interesting, Aaron Jones and Alexander Mattison. I thought maybe we were going to take a run at Aaron Jones, which would have been very interesting. But instead, now we have Alexander Mattison. And maybe he would be better getting 60% of the reps he got as the first-team running back. He might not be an RB1, but he has RB1 talent. And mix that with Zamir White, who has RB1 talent as well. Combine their reps, sprinkle in a little Christian McCaffrey 2.0. Now you're rocking and rolling in the running back room. So I am not going to sit here and discuss former players who are playing on other teams and saying things about us that are completely irrelevant and will have no impact on if we win or lose games. I will not do that. I will, however, talk a little bit about Darren Waller. I see people making fun of him for his rapping and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, he didn't play. And, oh, we won the trade. I will just caution, I've seen a lot of support for Darren Waller from Raider fans too, and some people making fun of him. Just remember, this guy's been through a lot. He's been through a lot, and I think we owe it to him to kind of lay off of him a little bit. I haven't seen a lot of people like roasting him or whatever, but there definitely are those people that are like, wow, what a clown. We got a third-round pick for this guy, and he didn't even catch more than 2 touchdowns. And that's even something that I said. But you have to remember where this guy came from. He just got divorced. He's going through a lot. He's retiring from the game that he's worked so hard to be a part of forever. And he probably thought he was going to be better than he ended up being. He was a Pro Bowler with us, one of the top 3 tight ends in the league, 4 tight ends in the league, and now he's out. He's done, and he couldn't stay healthy, and that could be a problem for somebody. For somebody that has had, problems in the past, maybe coping with certain things, and I don't know him personally. I'm just speculating, and maybe I shouldn't even be. But I would just say, I said before about Jacob, I say the same thing about Darren Waller. Once a Raider, always a Raider. And now that he's no longer in the league, I've got no problem saying that I love him. I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope that he's okay. I don't have any insider information. I'm sure he's fine. But if he's not, I hope that he gets okay, and I hope that he's happy with his decision, and I wish him nothing but the best. Maybe he goes to TV because, he's pretty good on the mic. And we'll see what happens with his rap career. It's not great right now, but we'll see. You never know. You never know. I like you, Darren. I like you a lot. I appreciate what you did for us, and I wish you nothing but the best. This seems like a cautionary tale video. I'm cautioning people to, stop talking about Josh Jacobs because it does not matter. I'm cautioning people to stop talking about Darren Waller in a negative way because he doesn't deserve that. And here's the last cautionary thing I'll say. Be careful about what you're watching out there in terms of content on ESPN or Fox or the Roku channel about the Raiders. Because when I made my best case scenario video, I got a lot of comments that said, did you see Rich Eisen say that AP is going to win Coach of the Year and that we're going to win the... He did not say that. He did not say that. He was doing his own best case scenario thing, and he said the best case scenario would be X, Y, and Z, us beating the Chiefs in a playoff game. And sometimes I think, there's a lot of negativity out there, right? There's a lot of people that use the Raiders for negative clicks. We've seen that with Raider content creators, frankly. There's also a lot of positivity out there, and it's the same thing. I love Rich Eisen. He's my guy. He supports the Raiders, whatever, but that's not why I watch him. If the reason you watch these sportscasters is because they hype the Raiders up, God bless. That's your prerogative. I like Rich Eisen regardless of what he says about the Raiders because I think he's honest. I think he gives his honest opinion. He picked us to win the division 2 years ago when everyone called him crazy, and he stuck by it until he looked like a complete fool. And ever since then, Raiders fans have been like, this is the guy. But there's going to be times where he talks negatively about the Raiders, and that's why I appreciate him, because he says how he feels. So what I'm saying is this. Don't just go out there and pick and choose analysts you think are right just because they say good things about the Raiders, or hate them because they say bad things about the Raiders. The reason why I pick a Rich Eisen over a Stephen A. or a Colin Cowherd is because I don't believe those two guys that I don't like, Stephen A. or Colin Cowherd, and I do like them, I just don't like watching them talk about sports. It's because I think they're doing it for views, where I think Rich Eisen is doing it because he truly believes it, and it just happens to be something that I want to hear. There's a lot of negativity and a lot of positivity out there, and my point is this. If you want real, honest content about the Raiders, expertise, blah, 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 this is your guy, okay? I'm a humble person. I'm not saying that I'm the smartest person in the room, but I've always said this. Where Colin Cowherd and Rich Eisen and Stephen A. and all those guys know a little bit about a lot, I know a lot about a little. While they think they know enough about 32 teams, I know everything about one team, and that's this team. And I will never, ever, ever compromise my opinion for the sake of what you think. As much as I'm doing this for you, I also have to believe what I'm saying. So when I tell you I'm not 100% sold on certain players, or I believe in the play caller, or I feel this way or that way, you know it's the God's honest truth. And I've seen some people saying in my Aiden O'Connell video, the one that I said, well, what if he isn't as good as everybody thinks? I don't think that he's going to be bad. But the thought had crossed my mind, what do we do if this is the case? And I've seen people say, oh, I can't believe he even suggested Dak Prescott. I can't believe I'm watching this guy. Guys, it's just a thought. I'm not saying Aiden sucks, go sign Dak. I'm just talking out my inner thoughts about the Raiders with you guys. And all I ask is that you respect it. You don't have to like it. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I hope you guys trust me enough to give my true and honest opinion. And my honest opinion is about Josh Jacobs is I don't think he's being truthful about what he did with Tom Telesco, but I don't really give a shit, and I'm going to move on from it. I'm going to miss Darren Waller. I love him to death. He was great for us. He made some big plays in some big moments. He was a great tight end. He went through a lot in his life, and I hope he's okay. Rich Eisen did not say we were going to win the division, nor does he believe we were going to, and it doesn't matter if he does or doesn't. Find your analysts out there who you trust and who you believe in, and not just for entertainment purposes. Unless that's what you're looking for, then that's fine. Please be sure to subscribe. It is free after no charge to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.